Good afternoon, and thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to speak about our method of detecting breast cancer, which we think is a great opportunity for investment. 10 questions for which we think an investor would like answers. First, what is the problem? Consider this. 1 out of every 8 women in the world during her lifetime will be diagnosed with breast cancer. That's probably a dozen women in this room. That's the bad news. The good news is, if the cancer is detected early enough, it can be treated successfully. However, the method by which cancer is detected, an X-ray or a mammogram, doesn't do a very good job, and as you move from the left to the right there, you see an increasing density of the breast. And when the breast density is high, mammography does a poor job. So what is your solution, you may ask? At CapeRay, we've developed an innovative system for combining the very best of low-dose X-rays seen on your left with automated breast ultrasound on your right in a single device to enhance a clinician's ability to detect breast cancer. We've just completed a successful clinical trial of 60 patients at the University of Cape Town. Seen on the left is our Aceso system controlled by an iPad, and top right is our radiographer with one of the patients, and the bottom right is a 3D ultrasound image. And those clinical results have just been made available. So what are the advantages? First, a significant improvement in diagnostic success. That's good news for the women and good news for the radiologist, the clinician. Reduced breast compression. Greater patient throughput. We can get both sets of images, X-ray and ultrasound, in just 10 minutes instead of 30 minutes with 2 devices. We have a lower radiation dose to the woman, and we have reduced capital outlay. The purchase of the system is considerably less than purchasing 2 systems. So who are you? At CapeRay, we are a spin-out from the University of Cape Town. The founders were myself and my colleague, Tanya Douglas. Our primary investor is the Industrial Development Corporation, the IDC, a venture capitalist in South Africa, and we have an employee share trust. And we are now poised to commercialize 3 products to address this unsolved problem of detecting cancer in dense breast tissue. What is your IP position? We have a United States patent on limited angle computer tomography. We have European Union and US design patents for some of our patient handles. And perhaps most importantly, we have United Kingdom, United States, and patent and cooperation treaty patents pending for our dual modality breast platform, which you see on the bottom right there. How big is this opportunity? The global breast imaging market 2 years ago, in 2012, was a little over $3 billion US dollars. That is projected to grow and compound annual growth rate up to over $5 billion by 2018. We're looking at the ultrasound and X-ray part of it, not the magnetic resonance imaging part in red. And our target is to secure 3% of that market by 2018. So how will you make money? It costs us approximately $100,000 US dollars to build one of these dual modality systems, and the selling price will be in the region of $300,000. Seen here on the right-hand side are the number of units sold. In red, in blue are the units sold. We anticipate by March of next year to have sold about half a dozen systems, and that ramps up to about 400 systems in 2019. The revenue is similarly growing up to about $120 million US dollars by 2019, and the EBITDA will be around $30 million by that period. So what about the competitors? Well, there are 3 companies, GE, Hologic, and Siemens, that have 90% of market share in the full-field digital mammography, or FFDM. That's the X-ray only part of the equation. Siemens and GE have certified automated breast ultrasound systems, or ABUS systems, that they're now selling both in the United States and in Europe. But no company has a single platform that incorporates both digital mammography, FFDM, and automated breast ultrasound. And that's what we have in that system on the bottom right there that we've just completed the clinical trial with. How will you get to market? For the past year, CapeRay management has been in discussions with 2 international partners or potential partners, either of whom would significantly enhance our ability to get into those world markets. One of them is Agfa Healthcare here in Europe. The other one is Konica Minolta in Japan. Both these companies have been in business for more than 50 years, and they have offices in more than 50 countries, and they do not, and importantly, they do not have a competing system, a digital mammography system or an automated breast ultrasound system. Finally, question 10, what are you looking for? We're looking for an investment of $10 million US. That would be a Series B investment. We're looking for a joint venture with an industry leader. We're looking to complete the commercialization of our systems and expand our IP portfolio. We anticipate having the CE mark for our product, the first major product, the Aceso, by the end of this year. We already have ISO certification for the business. And importantly, we'd like to build on the accomplishments of the management and engineering teams that we've put together over the last 4 years. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Thank you. You mentioned that your competitors, Siemens and GE, they both have separated systems, but so they already have the technology. And what would prevent them to create something like yours?
We've been very careful to make sure that our intellectual property portfolio both gives us the right to go ahead and manufacture without the fear that we're going to be sued in some way, but similarly, we can block them from building a system that infringes our IP. Just to give you some idea, GE has been in collaboration with the University of Michigan for the last 10 years with funding from the United States federal government, an NIH grant, and have not yet been able to bring their system to a commercial-ready system.
Good. Can you give more flavor on the trials that were just completed? Was that part of the capital raise or part of like regulatory approval process?
That was part of the regulatory approval process. The 58 women which we studied, 51 of them were healthy volunteers, and 7 of them were women with confirmed breast cancer. We designed the clinical trial in conjunction with feedback we got from the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA in the United States, and so that the 2 radiologists independent of our company who are evaluating those images, that information will be used both for the CE mark and in time for FDA approval.
Yeah, can you please elaborate a little bit on the commercialization phase? I mean, what needs to be done from now until beginning of 2015 with the 10 million?
Yes. So we do now enter an interesting phase where our system needs to be independently tested by test houses, and that's going to take place over the next 4 to 5 months. Towards the end of the year, we have scheduled with our notified body, SGS, they will come in, look at the technical file, decide whether we are ready yet to get the CE mark. And then, of course, we start to scale up from a manufacturing point of view. But importantly, while we have run a clinical trial in Cape Town, I think understandably clinicians are likely to be skeptical until they've seen other independent tests done. So we would very much like to get a longer-term clinical trial. We have 2 sites lined up here in Europe, one in the United Kingdom at Cambridge University, one at the University of Nijmegen in the Netherlands, and we'd like to get a clinical trial running in the United States as well. And so that would be a part of our strategy.
Is there anything else? Thank you. Thank you, Kit.
Thank you very much.